Hi and hello, and part 3. These are the inconsistencies. First off, Subnautica 1 happened. It happened. It's referenced in such a point to a degree to where it's canon, even though there were certain things retconned. But the events of Subnautica 1 happened. That means Enzyme 42 has been released. It's in the ecosystem. It's in the water. It's in one creature that's eaten by another creature, and it's put inside of another creature, and it's been a year. And the sea emperor leviathans have matured, they've grown up, they've spread out. Hey, the Kara's gone. As a matter of fact, Kara is so gone, it's safe enough for Altera to send a crew to the planet to study it. Okay, cool. So, frozen leviathan, it's found. It has samples of a strain of Kara that wasn't exposed to Enzyme 42 because of it being frozen and, in rock and ice. Okay, cool. I can believe that. But where's the threat? Kara breaks out, right? And it's instantly neutralized by Enzyme 42 in the ecosystem. What's the threat? First inconsistency. There's no threat from the Kara from the get-go. The simple premise of it being a threat is non-believable. They're experimenting with it in the Omega Labs. Zeta's worried about the explosion, and she could have released it. And it's possible, if the Kara was still a threat, Sam and Meta's actions to destroy Omega Lab could have released it in the system. It's very irresponsible, really. But no, the samples were destroyed. But if they were released into the ecosystem, they'd be exposed to Enzyme 42. They'd be neutralized. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. So, say Altera mutates it, and they make it resistant to Enzyme 42. Now it's super duper Kara. Now it's a threat. Now it's dangerous. Okay? That might be a possibility, but there's no indication, there's no implication, there's no evidence, there's no PDA entry, there's no cutscene. It's all conjecture. It's implied. There's nothing there that states Altera's actually bad. Altera had nothing to do with Sam's death. As overused as the word literally is, Sam literally killed herself. She didn't just kill herself. She got herself killed. She caused the homicide, the death of a person by another person. Homicide. She caused the death of another person. A father of 2 young children, 2 daughters without a father. A woman out there without her husband. A family torn apart. It's kind of ironic. The whole story. Everything we're doing. Sam's death. Robin's mission to discover what happened to her. The death of a family member. Yeah, that's the start for this whole game. We're going to find out what happened. So what's Subnautica 2 going to look like? One of Parvin's kids grows up and seeks revenge on Sam, so she targets her only living relative, Robin. Are we going to be hunting down Robin in the next Subnautica game as Parvin's kid? Grown up. I don't know. Just doesn't seem right, though. I mean, let's talk about these inconsistencies here. If her goal was to stop the Kara, then why didn't she stop the Kara? Let's look at the inconsistency of how someone with a specialization in robotics engineering can magically superwoman up a cure for the Kara when the super advanced precursor alien race could not. They tried to synthesize a cure. They could not. They tried to force Enzyme 42 out of the Sea Emperor and the juveniles. They tried to force him to hatch. Nothing they tried worked. By the own implications of Subnautica's in-game lore, by the rules of the universe it itself sets forth, the precursors are far advanced than we are. In our advanced state in the game, there's another alien race that's still hyper advanced. in terms to us, and they couldn't cure it. Altera sent a team of what I assume to be highly specialized scientists, the best in their field, to the planet. And it's like, huh? Why would Sam need to make a cure in the first place when there is a cure and it's called enzyme 42 and it's in the system? Why would you need to make a vaccine? Why? How could, if mutating it would make it so dangerous, why is it a threat if someone with no specialization in chemistry or bacteriology can just make the cure? If anyone can make the cure without specialized education and training, then it's not a threat. It's so inconsistent. Sam figured out how to make the cure when no one else could, simply because the plot demanded it. It's unreasonable to make that assumption that it makes sense, because it doesn't. I can believe that dragons are real in a fantasy movie, but if you say that only a silver sword can kill dragons, and we see dragons that can't be killed, but someone uses the silver sword and they kill a dragon, but then at the end of the movie there's another dragon, but the main character uses a golden sword, they slay the dragon. That doesn't make sense, not because dragons aren't real, but because by the rules you set forth, it doesn't make sense. There's no consistency. It breaks immersion. Why is Sam doing the things that she's doing? If the Kara is a threat, then you need to explain how it's a threat with the presence of enzyme 42. If she makes a cure, explain how she came up with the one combination of molecules that no one else tried. Explain how she did it and no one else did. If she made the cure and the Kara really is a threat, then why didn't she use it? She uses the cure, and let's just ignore the fact that it wouldn't work, because you can't cure a corpse with no beating heart, with no circulatory system to circulate the cure throughout the body to cure the bacteria. It's not going to work. It's a dead body. It's an inanimate object. Let's just pretend that it works. Why didn't she do it? Why did she hide the solution to her problem? Because her goal wasn't just to save humanity. It wasn't just to destroy the Kara. Her goal was to prevent Altera from researching the bacteria. She was an eco-terrorist. Her noble deed stops at curing the virus, curing the bacteria. She didn't do it. She told Altera to stop research. They didn't listen, so she retaliates with violence, coercion, intimidation. She tries to sabotage, to get Altera to listen, to stop. That's eco-terrorism. Sam is not a hero. I understand Miss Murray wants her to be seen that way. She's supposed to be written in this light that we can look up to. Wow, my sister died fighting for the better of our human race, doing what she believed was the right thing. And now that she's gone, I'm going to finish what she started, and I'm going to feel proud to be related to her, to have known my sister. There's nothing to be proud of. Sam's an eco-terrorist that got herself and someone else killed. If she didn't die, she would deserve to be on trial. She's an awful person. And the only thing that we do, us completing her work, we get the cure that she hid, and we do what she didn't do, what she should have done. We administer the magic cure that cures the magic bacteria in the magical dead body. We do this magical thing, this plot device, the MacGuffin. We use the MacGuffin and we do the thing. And it's like, it's so unsatisfying. It makes no sense. I was so disheartened playing the most recent update at V Robotics Center, having this conversation with Alan in my mind. And